Hi guys, and welcome to Premier Prediction Week 16. Apologies again for the camera. My laptop isn't working at the moment. I'm having to record off my phone. I know that a lot of people have had trouble uploading their videos this week on their webcams and YouTube and stuff like that. So I think there's something going on at the moment. But let's get down to the business. We start with the 12:45 kickoff tomorrow, which is Norwich versus Everton. And Everton probably a bit disappointed not to have come away with 3 points on Monday night because they looked very lively, and they did do well to get the equaliser right at the end, but they could have won it at the end as well. They had a couple of chances, and before they even got it back to 1-1, they had a couple of chances like smacking the crossbar and stuff like that. But it was 1-1. I do fancy Everton tomorrow. I think they'll nick it, so I'm going to go Norwich 1, Everton 2. Then we move to the 3 o'clock kickoffs. And we start with West Ham versus Stoke, a game that's going to probably not lighten us up for the afternoon. Probably not the best game to watch. And I'm going to go for a simple 1-1. You know, that's two teams that are struggling to score at the moment. I mean, Stoke did do well last week against Manchester City, but I think it's a different ball game tomorrow. And obviously West Ham won't be as open as Manchester City were. And I'm just going to go for a tight 1-1. Then we have Sunderland versus Watford, and I'm actually been quite impressed with Sunderland lately. I think Sam Allardyce has turned them around, and last week when they lost 3-1 to Arsenal, that doesn't really tell the story, the scoreline, because Sunderland did have their chances, and if it wasn't for Petr Cech, they could have found themselves 2-2 rather than losing 3-1. Right at the end, he made a fantastic save, and let me tell you, I was listening to the game, and Sunderland in parts were actually the stronger side, and you can see that they've really changed with Sam Allardyce there. And I fancy them tomorrow to get something. I don't fancy them to win because obviously Watford have got a couple of goals in them, and they don't let a lot of goals in either. So I'm going to go 1-1 for that game. Then we do have Manchester City versus Swansea, and obviously, as we say, Manchester City losing to Stoke last week, and I thought that Manchester City were dreadful, to be honest, absolutely dreadful. And the last couple of games they've been dreadful. I mean, losing to Liverpool a couple of weeks ago and that. But I think that this is their chance to get themselves back on track. They're at home against a poor Swansea side that isn't really doing very well at the moment. And I think that if Manchester City play with their right heads and turn up tomorrow, they can win this quite easily. So I'm going to go Manchester City 3, Swansea 0. Then we have Crystal Palace versus Southampton, and again, Palace did quite well to get a draw at Goodison Park. I mean, not a lot of teams will go to Goodison Park this year and get a draw there, so they did quite well to do that. Southampton haven't really been the same team that we saw them last year or the year before. Still think they've got a lot of improvement to do. Having said that, I do think that Southampton will win tomorrow. I think that they'll be a bit too strong for Crystal Palace. So I'm going to go Palace 1, Southampton 2. Then we have the 5:30 kickoff, which is Bournemouth versus Man U. Bournemouth at the moment are going really high in spirit at the moment, beating Chelsea last week, and the week before getting it back to 2-2, then back to 3-2 to Everton, and then fighting all the way to the end to 3-3 is just remarkable fighting spirit, and that's absolutely fantastic. And Man U on the other hand, getting knocked out of the Champions League and be playing Thursday night football, that's really going to knock their confidence at the moment. Not that they were playing great football anyway, but they are picking up results, Man U, like in the Premier League. But a team like Bournemouth, who are at home tomorrow and they will attack, they will have a good go at Manchester United. I'm going to go for a slight edge for Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth will just edge this. I'm going to go Bournemouth 2, Man U 1. I can see Man U scoring in this game, but I think Bournemouth will just about edge it. Then we go to the 1:30 kickoff on Sunday, and we have Villa versus Arsenal. And I just hope that the 3 goals that we scored and the display we put in on Wednesday night, I'm talking in an Arsenal point of view, I just hope that hasn't took it out of us too much. That would have took a lot of hard work and determination, travelling as well. And okay, Greece isn't that far, but it's still a travel. We've had a couple of days to recover, so I don't really want to look at that as an excuse. I do think in a way that Villa have again improved under Remy Gard. I've said that a couple of weeks, and again, not a lot of teams are going to go to Southampton this year and get a point there. So I do think they did quite well there on the outside. They would have took a point before the game was started. So if you're looking at it on a Villa point of view, that is actually a good draw last week. Again, I think if Arsenal can get their act together and you know they're not, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, they're not too tired, or it didn't take too much out of them on Wednesday. I do think that we can win this quite comfortably. So I'm going to go Villa 0, Arsenal 2. Maybe I'm looking at a bit optimistic. I'm not sure. I just think that Arsenal, even with the players that we've got out and like the situation on Wednesday, I still think they're a bit too strong for Aston Villa. So I think that we should be able to beat these on Sunday. No disrespect to Aston Villa at all. They will give us a good go. So then we have 2 4 o'clock kickoffs, and the first one is Tottenham versus Newcastle. And no disrespect to Newcastle whatsoever, but the way Tottenham are playing at the moment, and I think that they're going to win this quite comfortably. I'm going to go Tottenham 3, Newcastle 1. The other 4 o'clock kickoff is Liverpool versus West Brom. Again, no disrespect to West Brom, but the way Liverpool are playing at the moment under Jurgen Klopp, I think that it's going to be quite an easy win for West Brom as well. I keep saying that. Sorry, for Liverpool, I'm going to go Liverpool 2, West Brom 0. And then to wrap up the weekend, we have the Monday night football, which is Leicester versus Chelsea. Leicester, who do score a lot of goals, but let a lot of goals in as well. Chelsea, that let a lot of goals in, but are not scoring a lot of goals. Funny enough, I know a lot of high prizes are going to be raised to me this one. I'm going to go for a tight 1-1 for this one. I think Chelsea are going to be aware of the way that Leicester attack, so they're going to have to put you know, an extra defender or something in there and change their tactics a bit. And I think even though that Leicester absolutely thumped, I can't remember who it was last week now, but they had a massive... Oh, it was Swansea, sorry. Was it 5-2? Something like that. And they absolutely thumped them. Sorry, it was 3-0. Oh, I need to get my scores together. It was 3-0. Hat-trick for Mahrez. And I just think, you know, it's going to be one of them tight games, and you're like, I wasn't expecting that. So I'm going to take the gamble, and I'm going to go 1-1. So thank you for watching this video, guys. Sorry about the camera. I'm not quite sure what's going on at the moment with YouTube. Thank you for watching my predictions, guys, and I will see you next week for next week's predictions. Thank you for watching, guys.